Shepherd's Table is this is our 39th year in operation. We're about to hit our 40th year. We were started in December 16, 1983.
And what's the mission of Shepherd's Table?
The mission is to help people suffering from hunger and homelessness find a pathway to self-sufficiency. So we do that by providing breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day of the week, and on weekends, brunch and dinner. And then we couple all of our meal services with comprehensive social services, including an eye clinic. We operate the only eye clinic in the DMV for the uninsured, and also help with prescription medication. People can receive their mail here. They can get a haircut here. They can get access to behavioral health. We have a lot of partners that come and work with us to provide behavioral health to some of the folks that have meals here. And essentially the idea is that this is a one-stop for anybody dealing with issues of hunger and homelessness. Here, of course, we're in Silver Spring, Montgomery County, Maryland, but we have folks from all over the DMV that come here.
Yeah. Before we get to the topic I want to discuss, for you personally, how fulfilling is this work? Why is it important to you?
It's extremely fulfilling, I would say, because the organization has a close to 40-year reputation of providing services, so the people that receive services here feel really strong about the relationship with Shepherd's Table, but also the volunteers. We get about 2,000 volunteers annually, and they come from, all walks of life, and they have a real sense of belonging here. I think they feel as strong as a belonging here as the people that receive services. So whenever you can get folks that are part of the caring class, part of the caring community, and people that need the services together, breaking bread, having meals, and getting to know each other, I think that's a great thing for everyone.
So we read that report. 1 in 3 people in the DMV are food insecure at some time last year.
Right.
Is that surprising to you in your position, or is it not?
It's not surprising. It's not surprising because I think the weakness of our system existed before the pandemic, and I think the pandemic really just exacerbated those fault lines and have really shown the degree to which people live a very precarious existence here in the Washington area, which is particularly sad since it's the nation's capital. But the simple fact of the matter is so many people are just one paycheck away from not being able to provide a meal for themselves or their children. And I think the part about the report that was particularly interesting to me is that if you're from a family with children and a person of color, you're 2/3 as likely to be suffering from hunger than white families. So there's the issue of raising children. There's the issue of documentation. I mean, I was not at all surprised that 55% of Hispanics are suffering from hunger. We have a system where so much of the meals that are offered through SNAP and other federal benefits are for those who are here with documents. So if you're undocumented, you have access to none of that. And so without comprehensive immigration reform, we're going to continue to see a plethora of, in particular, immigrant women and children, which is a majority of who comes and gets our meals at our off-site locations in Aspen Hill and Riverdale and Prince George's County. So no, none of the data was surprising to me.
There's obviously demographic data when it comes to ethnicity and as you were saying, but geographically too is something I noticed, especially dating back to last year. A lot of people in the suburbs are now also suffering from it.
Right.
This is not just a city issue or a DC issue anymore, right?
Exactly. Well, a lot of that speaks to the lack of affordable housing in DC. I mean, DC has been getting gentrificated for quite some time now, and I think the number of folks that can actually afford to live in the city is few and far between. So I think it's logical that many of the folks that are on the margins, that are barely just getting by, have left DC and are now in the suburbs. And that's, of course, particularly tricky because it's harder to get to work. Transportation's more of an issue. There's so many other things that can, access to services. Nonprofits in DC are much more plentiful, and in particular, a lot of the Hispanic-serving nonprofits are in Columbia Heights. But how many low-income Hispanics live in Columbia Heights? Not many anymore because they can't afford to. So the services are in a part of the city where the people that need them the most are not, and that's a huge problem. There's a very big disconnect there.
Right now, the obvious buzzword is inflation, and a lot of people think of inflation, they think I can't fill up my car and stuff like that. And a lot of your basic staples too, like milk, milk, eggs, prices going through the roof. Recently, in the last 2 or 3 months, have you seen an increase in people who need assistance just due to that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think a lot of new people are coming and lining up for meals, and we do anywhere from about 85 to 185 people per meal, and then out at in our 2 offsite locations, we routinely hit a 200 number. So you're talking about, easily 1,000 people that are part of our orbit that rely on us for their meals, and those numbers have definitely gone up. The youth of folks coming I've noticed that as a surprising, that part surprises me. I've noticed a lot younger people than what I used to see my first 2 years at Shepherd's Table. This past year, definitely trending towards younger meal guests, at least coming to Progress Place in particular.
2 more questions here for you. It's one that I kind of told you I was going to ask. I mean, what do you want to see political leaders and those who are in power do about this problem?
I mean, to me, it's about creating a pathway to self-sufficiency, right? So for us, yes, we provide meals, and other organizations in this building provide shelter, but all of that is just a stopgap measure. The real solution is to help people get good living wage paying jobs. We have to help people get employed. We have to help people get benefits, jobs with benefits. We have to help people get to a place where they can become fully self-sufficient. And that's why the nature of the work has to be very comprehensive. But we know that going and finding a job and succeeding in a job isn't going to happen with an empty stomach. Like, you got to start with where the needs are the greatest and the most immediate and on the lowest rung of Maslow's hierarchy, right? And that's food. So I like that we're so focused on the meal part, because I do believe that's the beginning of where solutions ultimately are found, in coming together, having a meal, breaking bread together, and not just eating, but also thinking about what you can do to feed your mind, your soul, your body, everything. It's got to be a comprehensive approach to poverty eradication in this country.
And the very last question here for you. I was talking at Food for Others last week, because I did a story with them down in Virginia. And they were trying to tell people, if you do need assistance, there's no shame in it.
Right.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no shame in needing assistance. I mean, we like I said, I mean, anybody can easily end up in need of a meal, in need of social services, and we see it all the time. We see it all the time. I mean, we provide, I think the atmosphere here is very welcoming, very non-judgmental, very loving, very caring, very much hey, we're glad to see you, we're glad you're here today, because this is an opportunity for us to engage and find out what we can do to remedy the situation so that you don't need us forever, right? But right now you need us. And quite honestly, we need you. We need to be in this relationship together, helping each other fulfill our mission. So, but I think over time, the idea is that people become self-sufficient and they don't need a shepherd's table.